Hello, my name is Madeline, and I will be guiding you through a little full body Pilates class. All you'll need is a mat, a little bit of space. If you want to add in some ankle weights to spice it up a little bit more, absolutely feel free, but otherwise we don't need any equipment. We're going to get started in a 4-point position down on our mat. So when you're ready, meet me on your mat. We'll come down so our shoulders are right over our wrists. Your knees are right under your hips and really spreading through the fingers here, keeping a little softening through the elbows. We're just going to start to settle into our breath, moving gently through a little cat-cow. So as we inhale, we allow the tummy to drop, the heart to shine forward. Think about drawing the shoulder blades down and back. And then exhale like you're pressing the mat away. Belly button scoops into spine. Gazing towards the navel. We inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale to rounds. So as you start to move, we're just thinking about bringing a bit of mobility through the spine and moving not just from the low back, but also from the shoulder blades, also through the back of the neck. So allowing the head to move with you, the cervical spine. Nice. Noticing any points of the body that feel extra tight or tense or sore, and using your breath to soften those places if you can. Nice. We'll go through one more round. And exhale. Slowly bringing yourself to that halfway point, so that neutral spine. You have that natural S-shaped curve of the spine, so there's still going to be that little arch of your low back, but we're making sure we're not going to dump into it. So think about drawing the belly button in and up. Rib cage stays knit down towards the hips. You're still spreading through the fingers, softening the elbows. We're going to keep this nice structure. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. Slowly start to reach the right leg out behind you, making sure we're not dropping into that left hip. So keep the hip bones and the collarbones facing the mat. Lifting that leg, squeezing from the base of the glutes, and then inhale to tap it down. So really simple movement to start. But simple doesn't always mean easy, right? So if I'm allowing my back to kind of arch with me, I'm losing all of that beautiful connection and control through the hamstring and the glutes. And your core is working here to stabilize so that there's no other movement happening in the body. And we're thinking about reaching the toes or the heel away from the body rather than thinking about how high you're lifting it. So thinking about the base of the glute, kind of limiting how high you can lift that leg, and that's how you know that muscle is starting to activate. Nice. Now next time you're going to lift that leg, we're going to keep it lifted, adding on here. So I start to shift the weight forward, draw the shoulders down, elbows knit in, trying to lower my chest down towards the mat. Exhale, press it up, and then I'll tap the toe. So we lift the leg, shift the weight forward and down, press it up, tap the toe. Continuing like this, using that exhale to really press yourself up. Keeping that rib to hip connection. Still thinking about all of those alignment cues, so limiting the arch of the low back, lengthening through those right toes. Definitely starting to feel warm out here in the sunshine. We'll be here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it up and hold. Tuck the right toes on the mat behind you. Really find that scooping in of the lower abdominals so that on your next exhale, you can pull the left knee in. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, pull it in. So now, switching a little bit deeper into the core, finding that tuck of the knee almost like we did that cat stretch, thinking about rounding here, scooping in those lower abs. We'll go for 6, 5. We'll hold it lifted in 4, 3, 2. Hold it lifted on 1. Bring your left knee to your left elbow and then over to the right. Over to the left, over to the right. Keep alternating. We drop that knee soon. You're here for 8, 7. Stay strong in the upper body. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that knee down. You can take a little shift forward and back, stretching through that right calf. Nice, and then you're gonna stay in this position. Just turn to face the long edge of your mat. So that right foot stays down, you're on your left knee, and I'll just come around to mirror or to show the front here. So you're down on that left knee, right foot is down. Now we've pivoted the right toes to face the long edge of the mat as well. Thinking about squaring the hips. Again, keeping that rib cage closed, and I'm almost pressing my hips forward. So my glutes are still engaged. Fingertips can come to temples here. Keep the length through the spine. So think crown of the head to that bottom knee. As we inhale, we're going to start to lean over to the left. Exhale, takes you back through center. So we inhale over, and exhale brings you back in. Now, as we start to move here, you're thinking about those right obliques pulling you back upright every time. Finding this stretch from the right heel to the crown of the head as you lean and lift. Now, rather than thinking about this like a crunch, you want both sides of the waist to stay as long as you can. Continue to press the hips forward and engage the glutes so that you're not arching that low back. If you start to feel a lot of tension in the low back, just stop and reset and really think about that tucking under, and that should help take the tension back into those obliques rather than the back here. We'll just be here for 6 more. We'll hold that lean in 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Hold that lean. Keep pressing the hips forward. Open out the arms and then take them back into the temples. We open and close. Beautiful. Thinking about all that space through the chest, drawing those shoulder blades back. Let's do 6, 5. Think length through the spine. 4. We'll keep the arms open in 3, in 2, and 1. Keep the arms open. Can you tap the mat and then reach towards the sky? Tap the mat, reach towards the sky. So a little burnout for those top obliques here. We're just going to do 6. Fingertips will stay down in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fingertips stay down. Take them out a little bit further if you need. Reach the right arm up and overhead, and then bring all of the weight onto that left knee so you can float your right leg. Exhale, curl elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale to pull, and inhale to reach. You can take a little rotation through the chest so you're facing the mat and then facing the sky. Facing the mat, facing the sky. So squeezing that right glute as you extend. Think about the same shape we did when we were lifting and lowering the leg. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that extension. Place the right foot back down. Now place that left hand down, or you can come down to the forearm if you need. Right hand comes back behind the head. Pull belly button in. Really zip up the abdominals here and see if you can start to lift that bottom knee. Draw elbow to knee and open back out. Exhale to crunch and inhale to open. Now maybe That left knee has to tap the mat every time. Maybe you can keep it hovering for that extra challenge. Now connecting through those bottom obliques down the left side for 6, 5, 4. Can you keep that knee lifted in 3, in 2, and 1. Keep it lifted. Extend that left leg to join the right. Right arm reaches up and overhead, and then we're going to reach it towards the mat. Keep the hips high. Lower the hips, reach the arm back. Exhale, find that side bend. Reach up and over, and lower the hips down. Up and over, lower the hips down. If you need to take your bottom knee down, you can do this in a modified side plank instead. Not here for long. I know it's a lot for that shoulder. Let's do 4, 3, 2. On 1, hold it lifted. Right hand finds the mat. Find your full plank. Just a hold here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop the knees on 1. Take a little child's pose to reset. You can wiggle the hips side to side. You can roll out the wrists, roll out the shoulders. Do whatever you need to do to find that alignment, find your breath again. Deep breath in and exhale out. Let's take ourselves back up into that 4-point. Now, before we come through that second side, we're going to come down onto the elbows here, finding our forearms. Hands could be together or apart. It's up to you. Find that scoop in of the belly button. And then tucking the toes, we're just going to hover the knees an inch off the mat. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. So we're finding those lower abs again. Keeping the movement really, really small to start. Finding those deep core muscles. Finding your breath for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, hold it lifted. Press the hips all the way up and back, almost like your dolphin pose, and then drop the knees to hover off the mat. We shift it back and tap back down. Now again, maybe the knees are tapping the mat, maybe they can stay hovering. But we want to feel that press back into the shoulder girdle, like someone is pulling your hips up towards the sky. You can keep this slow or move a little bit faster. We'll be here for 10, 9, 8. We'll stay in that dolphin or modified downward dog in 3, in 2, and 1. Staying here, come up onto the tippy toes. See if you can walk your toes in a little bit closer. Drop the head down, just holding here, strengthening the shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, press up onto one hand and the other. Find that modified downward dog. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Start to walk your hands towards your feet. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider, and then sink down into your low squat. Elbows can find the inside of the knees. Take your feet as wide as you need, and you can take a little shift side to side. And then finding stillness, go round down through the heels. See if you can lift the chest away, keeping the hips low. Exhale to stand all the way up. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, sink all the way down into that squat. Exhale to lift. And inhale to lower. So finding a little bit more hip mobility. Really thinking about driving the knees out in line with the toes as you come down into your squat. And then pressing through the heels to stand so that work stays in the glutes. Now maybe if you're wanting a little bit more of an energy burst here, we can take this into a jump. So we're going to lower and lift, lower and lift. Finding our little jump squat. Otherwise, just stay with that squat to stand. Completely up to you and where your energy is at today. We'll be here for about 10 more seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it low. Just find your pulse. Open the knees a little bit wider. Sink the hips back a little bit deeper. Can we get down a little bit lower? You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and sink all the way down. Take that little malasana yogi squat, shifting side to side. And then coming back through center, hands can come down, drop the knees, and find our 4-point position. Like we started, moving through that cat-cow, just to settle, connect back in through your breath. Deep breath in, and exhale out. Inhale in, and exhale out. When you're ready, find that neutral spine. Shoulders right over the wrists. Knees under your hips. Draw the shoulders back. Scoop the abdominals in. Slowly start to reach the left leg back. We start slow to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Imagining you're balancing your cup of coffee on your back so that nothing else is moving except for that left leg. Switching into that glute as it lifts to squeeze and to lower. Now, even without added resistance or ankle weights, you should still be able to feel that activation through the muscle. When we're really controlled and when we move slow, we can feel it a lot stronger than when we're just kind of flinging that leg up. Next time you lift it, let's hold. Start to shift the weight forward, bend the elbows, press it up, tap the toe. So we'll lift, lower, press up, tap the toe. Now on the second side, if you need to take those hands a little bit wider, you can find more of a chest press up. It's going to be a little bit easier. Or keeping those elbows narrow, finding more of that tricep variation, almost more like a chaturanga in yoga. Thinking about the shift of weights and bringing a little bit more into the left hand rather than just collapsing through that right side. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3. We'll tuck those toes into and 1. Press it up, tuck the toes. Find that scooping in of the core. Lift, right knee in towards you, tap it down. Curl and tap. Curl and tap. So still thinking hips and shoulders square, pulling those lower abdominals in, finding almost that flexion, that rounding through the spine. For 6, we'll hold it lifted. In 4, 3, 2. Here we go on 1. Right knee, right elbow to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Keep breathing through it. You're here for 8, 7, 6. Last 5. Knee comes down in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knee. Take that little shift forward and back. Woo. And then turn to face the long edge of your mat and come up again. And again, I'll turn myself around. I always end up facing away from the camera. You're going to be down on that right knee, left leg is extended. And again, those left toes are pointed inwards to keep that alignment through the hips. So We're going to tuck the tail under, squeeze the glutes, thinking about growing taller through the crown of the head. Hands come to the side of the head or fingertips to temples. And I want you to really think about pressing your head back in line with the shoulders and the hips. Inhale to start to lean towards the right. Exhale, come back up. Now, especially with this exercise, I like to imagine I'm moving through honey. And what does that really mean, right? That's a really common cue in Pilates. But what I mean is that you're moving with resistance. So you feel like the air is really thick. You have to kind of press through it and then pull yourself back through it. So we're not just kind of leaning and lifting. You want to feel all of those small muscles really working on the way down to control that descent, and then also to pull yourself back up. So as little momentum or swinging as we can. And if you can start to connect back to that lateral breath, so think about the inhale coming through the nose to expand the rib cage. That exhale, like you're blowing out a candle, really pulls everything back together. So that Pilates breathing that you can hear in my mic is really, really helpful to connect through those deeper core muscles and get the most out of every movement. We're going to hold that lean in 4. In 3. Keep anchoring down that left foot, last 2. On 1, here we go, hold. Open the arms, take up space. Exhale, take them back in. Open. Close. Now nothing else is moving. Keep tucking the tail. Squeeze your right glute so that that low back isn't dipping. We're going to hold those arms open in 4. We find our little pulse. 3, 2, 1. Hold it open. Tap the mat. Reach for the sky. Tap the mat. Reach on up. Yes. Little pulse to finish before we take those fingertips down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand or fingertips come down. You can take it a little bit further out if that helps. Bring the weight into that hand, float, top leg, top arm. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale. And inhale to reach. If it feels good, you can take that kind of rotation, like you're gazing down towards your mat and then pulling back in through the side. So I feel like someone's pulling my left fingertips and my left toes opposite direction, and then you're connecting it back through. Yes, we're just going to do 5. We'll plant that left foot in 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant that left foot. Take the left hand behind the head. Pull belly button in, and then exhale. See if you can curl that bottom knee in and open. Exhale, squeeze and open. So you're using those lower abs and that inner thigh, finding a little bit of that rotation through that thoracic spine. Yes, see if we can keep that knee hovering instead of dropping it on the mat. We'll keep our knee lifted, step out into that full side plank in 4, 3, I am sweating, last 2, 1, extend, reach that arm up, overhead, make that little rainbow, sink the hips down, reach towards the back of the mat. Exhale, lift all the way up, sink it down to reach, exhale all the way up. If you need to reposition that bottom arm or come down onto the forearm, do what you need to do. You can drop your right knee whenever you need. We'll just be here for 4 more. Last 3. We'll keep it lifted if we can. 2, 1. Turn to face the mat. Find that full plank hold. Lengthen the spine, squeeze the glutes. Just tap the knees, lift, tap, lift. Keep pulling. Lower abdominals in. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees. Find that shell stretch or child's pose. Forehead can come down. Deep breath in. And exhale out. One more deep breath in. And exhale out. Roll yourself on up. You can roll those wrists out. Maybe shake out the head. Coming into our last little bit of work, our last series. We'll come down onto our back. I'm getting used to practicing outside, and there's lots of little critters and friends around me. Taking the arms down alongside you. Walk the heels in quite close towards your bum. So you don't want to be all the way out here. It's really hard to feel the glutes when your feet are that far out. So try to have them quite close. You want your heels right under your knees. Draw the shoulders down, press down through the palms, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, think belly button scooping in. Tail starts to tuck. Pressing through the heels, you're thinking about tilting the pubic bone towards you and then lifting up. At the top of your bridge, you want your ribs pulling in, tailbone and kneecaps reaching forward. And at the same time, feel like you're trying to pull your heels in towards you, like you're trying to rip the mat or pull it in. So you feel this kind of squeeze through the base of the glutes. Knees are going to stay in line with hips so they're not opening out. Pressing down through the big toe here as well. And then you can keep the arms down or reach them up for that challenge. We're going to lower the hips halfway down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift and squeeze. So the ribs are coming with you. That's super important. If you're just doing this, keeping the chest lifted and lowering the hips, all you're doing is stressing out your low back. So by keeping that kind of corset and thinking about hinging the torso up and down, you're going to get a lot more out of your movement. Now, as you lower the hips, we're going to start to reach those arms back. Exhale to lift everything up through center. We lower the hips, reach the arms back, and everything back through center. So creating a little bit more full body here, great for shoulder mobility, but extra challenging to keep the rib cage closed as you reach the arms back. My ribs always tend to flare, something I'm working on. And maybe that means your movement isn't quite so big. Maybe you're not reaching your arms quite as far back, but you're staying in better alignments. We're going to be here for 4. We're going to hold it at the top. In 3. In 2. On 1, hold it at the top. Bring all of the weight into the left foot. Reach the right toes up towards the sky. Flex the right foot. We start to paintbrush the heel down towards the mat. Point the toe to lift all the way back up. Flex to lower. Point to lift. If you feel a little bit wobbly, take the arms down. I'm on a little bit of an uneven surface here, so I'm going to keep those arms down. But if it feels good for that challenge, keep the arms lifted. Let's do 4 more. Drive through that left heel, nice and slow, moving through honey. Last 3. Ooh, there's an ant on me. Last 2. Last 1. Toes towards the sky, pulse it out to finish. You just have 8, 7, 6, 5. We'll keep that leg long. Drop the hips in 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips, keep the leg long. Start to curl up. Take hold of the back of that thigh or calf and extend your left leg long. Take a little pull, pull, exhale, switch. Pull, pull, exhale, switch. So my low back is glued to my mat. I'm curling the shoulders up, scooping abdominals down to find my scissors. And if you're taking this up a notch, hands can come behind the head. Keep that same control and alignment, just now without that support. We're just here for 10, 9, 8, 7. We're going to hold through center. 6, 5, 4. Keep the heart lifted. 3, 2, 1. Knees come in through tabletop crunch. Head, neck, and shoulders up. Hands behind the head. Exhale, twist towards that right knee. Extend the left leg. Nice and slow through center. Switch. Through center. Switch. Keeping the bum glued to the mat so the hips aren't shifting. I want you to find that rotation through the rib cage, maintaining that ab prep. A little curl up. Chin stays tucked. Beautiful. Really tempting to kind of move with momentum and power through this, but keep it slow. I promise you will get so much more out of it, especially with core work. The slower you go, ooh, the deeper the burn. Let's do 6. We'll be back in our bridges in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come through center, drop it down. Heels plant, arms down, no rest. Exhale, tuck the tail, come back up into that bridge. Reach the arms up. This time we lift the heels, come up onto your tippy toes. Stay on the tippy toes as you lower the hips, reach the arms. Exhale, everything up. Ooh, that sunshine is no joke. But sometimes I actually feel like moving with my eyes closed helps me connect a little bit deeper into my body. So maybe you give it a go, thinking less about what's going on outside of you, what this may look like, and really looking inward, thinking about what this feels like. Maybe you're feeling the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes. We'll be here for 5. Hold it lifted. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it lifted. Arms stay lifted. Heels stay lifted. You open the knees nice and wide. Exhale, squeeze the knees until they touch. Open all the way out. Squeeze all the way in. Try not to cheat it. Try to really get those knees to kiss and then open all the way out. So we're working the abductors and the adductors, those muscles that open and close the thighs. Now this movement is coming from the hip rather than from the knee or the ankle. Can you lift those hips higher? Pull the abdominals in. Reminder to myself, let's go for 6. We'll hold through center, plant those heels. 5, finish with that paintbrush. 4, 3, 2, so good. Last one, through center, drop the heels. Pull the abdominals in, maybe drop those arms if you're like me. Lift the left leg up towards the sky. Flex the foot, draw it down. You are almost there. Point the toe, lift. Flex to lower. Point to lift. Whew. Try to bring the tension out of the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. Press down through that right heel. Moving through honey, nice and smooth. Let's do 3. We'll hold and pulse to finish. 2, 1. Here we go. Little lift, 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 lift. You got it. Strong legs, strong core. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. This time both knees come in. Tuck into a little ball. Take hold of the top of the shins. Belly button scoops down. Keep squeezing the legs together, finding our double leg stretch. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Arms circle around to hug the shins back in. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Beautiful. Opening out, hugging in. Opening out, hugging in. Last push. Let's do 6. We'll find a little holds to finish and stretch. Last 5. 4. We'll leave our mat feeling nice and energized for the rest of the day. Last 3. 2, 1. Can you hold it out? Pull the belly button in. Reach the fingertips, reach the toes. You're here for 10. Maybe lower another inch. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. You can take a little rock side to side. Slow down the breath. And then keep holding that right knee in, extend the left leg long, give it a little squeeze. Think about pulling the right knee towards the right shoulder. And then exhale to take it across the body, finding your twist. Maybe reaching that right arm long. Feel like you're wringing out a towel as you exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale deeper. Back through center. Send the right leg long, pull the left knee in towards left shoulder. Give it a squeeze. And then exhale across the body. Finding that twist feels so good in the morning. Deep breath. And exhale. Sinking deeper into that twist. And then coming through center, you can hug the knees in. Take a little rock up and down your mat if that feels good, or just meet me in the seats. We'll meet all the way up. You can come into a cross-legged or kneeling position, whatever feels good in your body. Just take the hands into the lap or on top of the knees. Close the eyes. Feel your sits bones grounding down into the mat, into the earth. Imagining a golden thread from the crown of your head, lengthening your spine up towards the sky or the ceiling. Taking your next deep breath in to draw the shoulders up towards the ears, give them a squeeze. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. 2 more times. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. And exhale to drop. Last time, inhale, shrug the shoulders up. And big sigh to drop them away. Open up the eyes. Thank you so much for moving with me this morning on your mats. I'll be posting a lot of different videos soon, a mix of strength, reformer, mat Pilates. If there's any equipment you'd like to include, or if you want to keep it just body weight, you can leave a comment down below. And thank you so much. See you next time.